Hello, welcome to Rock Steady Boxing with Montgomery County. I'm Jennifer Eubank, and I teach a chair-based yoga class on Fridays for RSB MoCo. It's from 11:30 to 12. And I welcome you to this sampling session. We'll have a 30-minute yoga class now. And before you get started, make sure that you get a sturdy chair, preferably armless, but it does not have to be, but it should be nice and sturdy. And you might want to grab a blanket or perhaps a cushion from your couch that can serve as a little bit of support. I actually think I'm going to go with the cushion today. And the reason why we put that cushion back there is to give not only our lumbar spine a little bit more support, but it's to ensure that we can sit in the chair with our feet solid on the floor. For if you sit all the way back and your heels lift off the floor, that's not exactly a good grounded position to start any movement. So we want to have our feet rooted evenly on the floor and our sits bones evenly rooted on the chair. We've got support from the earth, from the chair, and from ourselves. Draw the belly and lift the heart. And then put your hands on your knees or your legs. That confirms your solid feet, your solid seat, and your solid self. Relax your shoulders and soften your face. Let's take a few nice big breaths here. In yoga, we breathe in and out through the nose. And that taps into our parasympathetic nervous system. And that is a little trick that keeps us calm and focused. It's your rest or digest breath. So I consciously breathe in and out through my nose. I feel more solid in my connection to the earth, my chair, and my inner strength, physically and emotionally, intellectually. That's what we call arriving to our practice. Now that we know we're good and secure and solid, let's bring our hands off the legs. Keep the belly drawn in and the heart lifted. And then bring both arms up overhead. And then bring your right hand down and touch down onto the chair. You can put your hand on the chair or your leg. And then press into the floor with the feet and press into the chair with that hand. And reach up and curve. And keep pressing into the floor with the feet, the legs and sits bones into the seat. And make your way to the other side. So now your left hand lands on the chair as your right hand rises and you curve to the left. And then we'll go back and forth. So they're called painting the rainbows. And anytime you want to take a break and slow down or stop altogether, you may. You're your ultimate teacher. So listen to the messages that your body gives you as you do your yoga. Stay nice and connected to the earth, to your chair. Let's coordinate our breath with this, a big part of the yoga process. Inhale as you reach and exhale as you curve. Remember, if it gets too tough, slow down or stop in the middle. and resume as you're ready. Do a few more. Inhale as you lift and reach, and exhale as you curve. Really feel your seat, your feet the whole time, especially as you curve. Painting the rainbows. This is a Chinese yoga Tai Chi tradition. Let's do one more on each side. I'll be infusing a lot of Tai Chi and Chinese yoga into our yoga sessions. Great to help us stay calm, focused, and balanced, steady. Okay, so now we're back in the center. Feel your feet, feel your sits bones on the seat. Feel your internal energy, draw the belly in, lift your heart. And let's do a few twists now. So bring the hands out to the sides and bring them up as high as you can. Maybe you go all the way up, maybe you just go right here. It's okay, it doesn't matter. As long as you get a lift in the spine and the heart. And then twist to your right and let your left hand come to the front and your right hand touch down onto the chair. And maybe the left hand in the front touches down on your body. It's fine. And then as you're ready, we'll come back to the center and then we'll twist to the left. Left hand on the chair, right hand on the leg. And we'll go back and forth like we did with our rainbows. And we'll coordinate it with the breath. Inhale as you come center. Exhale as you twist. Notice if your twists are getting a little deeper. Notice if you're relieving tension in your neck and your shoulders. Go a few more rounds. Doesn't matter if we get out of sync. You don't have to do it when I'm doing it or be in the exact position I am. It's okay if we're a little out of sync. Let's do one more to the right and then one more to the left. And then come back to the center as if you're going to do another. And then just let the hands slowly float back down. Feet on the ground, sits bones on the chair, belly drawn in, and heart lifted. So it becomes much easier to withstand all these changes in our body because our feet are solid on the ground. And now let's do some cats and cows. So for this motion, I am going to remove my cushion so that I have a little bit more room to work with. And we generally do cats and cows on the floor, but the beauty of yoga is that you can do almost any yoga pose from your chair. We just offer different varieties, different variations. So as you're ready, continue to feel the feet on the ground and your seat on the chair. Draw your belly in, lift your heart. And as you're ready, keep your hands on your legs as you curve your spine to the back of the chair. And keep your feet on the floor. And then as you're ready, keep those feet on the floor, hands on the legs, and lift up and curve your spine towards the front of the body. So we'll go back and forth. We're simply curving our spine. And when we curve it to the front like this, our heart is lifted. That's called a cow. And as we go to the back, it's a cat. Feet stay grounded. Sits bones stay grounded. Hands are firm, so that I don't let my hands move back and forth. That keeps me grounded and stable. Inhale with one motion and exhale with another. Let's do 2 more rounds. Most people inhale into their cow and exhale into their count. Once you're ready, sit back up in your seat. And if you removed your cushion or whatever you want for the back for that, you can introduce it back to your chair. I'm going to stay without mine. And we'll do another sequence. And this is a nice sequence to open up our chest, our shoulders, open up our heart area, and also relieve tension to our upper backs, our shoulders, and our necks. So, first things first, let's do some neck relief. These are called yes, no, maybes. And feet solid, sits bones solid, your connection to your core and your body is solid. And then as you're ready, bring your head up towards the ceiling and then bring it back down towards the floor. And go back and forth. These are yeses. Seat is solid, shoulders relaxed. Inhale up and exhale down. Let's do 3 more. And keep your eyes open or closed, whatever makes you feel most steady and stable. We'll come back to the center and then we'll do our nose. N-O-S. We go to the right and then to the left, and we go back and forth. Inhaling with one motion and exhaling with another. Feet firmly connected to the earth, body firmly connected to the chair, but we're not stiff. Our shoulders are soft. Face is soft, and our breath is freely flowing in and out through the body, enhancing and also protecting the body as it moves back and forth. So let's do 1 more to the right and 1 more to the left, and come back to center. And if you need to change anything in your chair, do so. Make sure you're nice and solid. Feet and legs connected, and you're connected to the core strength of your body, all the muscles in your spine. And let's do our maybes. We bring our right ear down towards the right shoulder, and then back up, and then the left ear down to left shoulder. And we go back and forth. Keep your shoulders down. Shoulders aren't reaching for the ears. The ears are reaching for the shoulders. But they never meet. Inhale with one motion. Exhale with another. Keep your body solid in its connection. Earth, chair, and yourself. We'll do 1 more round. Come back to the center. Reconnect with your strong seat. Bring the hands out to the sides. Belly drawn, heart lifted. That protects your lower back as you lift your arms up to shoulder height. And take a few breaths to lengthen your arms without strain, without straightening your elbows. You don't want to lock those elbows. And then as you're ready, turn your hands to face the ceiling and then turn them to face the floor. Ceiling floor. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to the ceiling, exhale to the floor. So there's a theme there. We inhale as we lift, and we exhale as we solidify our connection to the earth. Maybe as you exhale, you can really feel your feet and your sits bones. And if this gets tiring for you, you can slow down, or you're more than welcome to bring the arms down. And then you can rejoin us. Otherwise, we'll keep going 3 more rotations. Rotating our shoulders. That's what turns the hands. Next time you exhale, the hands facing the floor again, let's bring the hands all the way down and feel your feet in your legs as you bring those arms down. Notice if that makes you feel a little more stable and steady and safe. And keep that feeling as you lift your shoulders, squeeze the spine in the back, and bring them down. Lift the shoulders, squeeze the spine in the back, and go down. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you squeeze and come down with those shoulders. And the whole time, feel your feet, feel your seat. Notice how that makes it easier to withstand this movement. As you're ready, let's do one more because it feels oh so good. And we'll bring our hands back to our legs. Let's take a few breaths. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Calms us, grounds us, centers us. Now bring your hands out to the sides again. Connect to your seat as you lift your arms. And then cross your arms in the front. So the right hand is on top and the left arm is on the bottom. And see if you can connect the elbows. It's okay if you can't. And then bend the elbows. And as you bend the elbows, the arms start to connect. And see if you might wrap the arms around each other so that you take hold of your upper hand with your lower hand. So your left hand is reaching onto your right hand. It's called eagle pose. And this is a really nice way to stretch out your upper back, but it also gets the left brain and the right brain working together because we've crossed right over to left and vice versa. So this is a nice way to get a little brain work into the yoga. And if you want more of a stretch, you can bring those arms up a little bit higher. Keep the legs on the seat and feel those feet as you lift. If you lift, you don't have to if you don't want to. And then we'll bring those arms back down. So our right arm was on top. Go ahead and unravel those arms, bring them back down, shake them out a little bit. And feel your feet, your seat, belly drawn, heart lifted. Bring your arms up. Now cross the arms in the front. The left arm is on top. And see if you can connect the elbows and then bend the elbows. And reach for your left wrist with your right hand. And that's okay if you can't. It's okay if they don't even really touch, as long as there's a little bit of a wrapping in those arms. But maybe after a couple of breaths, your hands can actually make contact. And that might be enough for you. Feel your feet, feel your seat as you lift. then if you lift it, bring those arms back down and unravel your arms and then bring them back out to the sides and shake them out. And let's do a few shoulder rolls with our feet solid on the floor and our sits bones solid in the chair. And then bring your hands to your knees or your thighs. Take a few breaths. Notice how your upper back feels after that stretch. And as you're ready, let's do a little bit of knee and hip work. So bring your feet to the front. You can hold on to your chair as you do this and lift the feet up off the floor and cross the right ankle over the left ankle. And see if you can lift up the legs a little bit and then slide your right leg up and take hold of that foot and then bring the left one down. So that's an easier way to get your right foot up onto your knee. So I'll show you again. Rather than bending down and picking that foot up, you can get your body to work with you. Cross the feet as they're raised up off the ground. Right leg on top. And start to slide the right leg up the left leg. And when you can reach it, take hold of it. And if you have another way to get that foot up on the knee, that's fine. We'll spend a few breaths here. Press your right hand onto your right knee and start to press it down towards the earth. And you'll feel a little stretch in your right hip joint. And this might be enough for you to do just this. But if you like a little bit more of a stretch, press into the foot that's on the floor, the legs as they're connected to your chair, and the hands as they're connected to your body, and hinge forward. And you don't have to go very far. It's a nice way to stretch out both hip joints, but especially the right one. And you can drop that head, but if that makes you dizzy, pick your head back up. And try to maintain that connection with the foot on the floor. And then as you're ready, if you came forward, we'll press into the feet or the foot that's on the floor and the hands that are on the legs. And then you can bring that leg down, or maybe you want to revisit that trip. You can put your hands on the chair and lift your left leg and slide the right foot down that left leg. And maybe sliding down helps you with sliding up. And then we'll do the other side. So now we'll cross the legs. Left leg on top, slide that left foot up the left leg, take hold of it, bring the right foot down, and then take hold of the body, the leg with both hands. So your right hand is on the ankle or the foot, and the left hand on the knee. Feel solid in your connection to the earth in your chair. Press on that knee towards the earth. And if you want more of a stretch, feel your connection to the earth and the chair before you hinge forward. That keeps you steady as you come forward. And again, you don't have to come very far. As you're ready, press into the foot on the floor, sits bones in the chair to hinge back up. And you can take your hands off the legs and take hold of the chair. Lift your right foot up. Slide that left foot back down. And bring the feet down. And return to a nice, meaningful, seated mountain pose. And that's what we're doing. Feet on the floor, sits bones on the sit chair, belly drawn in, heart lifted. Nice, stable seat. Take a few more breaths. And then as you're ready, let's stand up. And you can use your chair for balance to stand up. And know that the chair is always there for you. So if you need to sit back down anytime we're standing, you are welcome to sit back down. Let's bring our feet a little bit wider. Let's put our hands on our hips. And let's start to do some hip circles. So the way we do this is we bring our hips to the right, our hips to the front, our hips to the left, and then to the back. Keep the feet solid on the floor the whole time. The heels are solid and the fronts of the feet are solid. That keeps us grounded and rooted as we circle our hips from the right to the front, to the left, and to the back. Small circles. And if you start to feel a little stronger and freer, maybe you can make the circles a little bit bigger. But you don't have to. And this is also really good for stimulating a connection between the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain. Because we're bringing the right side of the body to the left and vice versa. And we're crossing our midline as we go back and forth. Anytime you want to stop, you may stop. And we'll all find a pause point, and then we'll switch directions. So the hips come to the left, the front, the right, the back. Feet never leave the floor. And the knees are soft. So we don't want to lock the knees, because that can actually destabilize us. Strong feet, strong legs, and the hands on our hips solidify our connection and give us even more stability and security so that we can steadily go round and round. Let's go a few more rotations. So we want to make sure we do the same amount on this side as the other. And that keeps us balanced. Make your way to the very beginning. So maybe make your circles a little bit smaller and smaller and smaller until you come back to the center. And let's lower the hands. And then let's bring your feet a little closer in. And then bring your arms up to shoulder height. Bend your elbows. And press into the floor with the feet and pretend like you're going to sit in your chair, but stop halfway. And if you get into trouble, you can always put your hands down and sit down. And then as you're ready, press into the floor with the feet to straighten the legs. Keep those arms up. And then bring them down as your heart is lifted, and feel your feet as you bring down those arms. We'll do a couple more. Feet are solid, legs are strong, knees are soft. Draw in your belly, lift your heart. When you're ready, bring your arms up to shoulder height. Bend the elbows. This is called cactus arms. And as you're ready, press into the feet, bend the knees. Hinge the hips as if you were going to sit in that chair. And then as you're ready, press into the feet to straighten the legs. Keep the heart lifted. Keep those feet solid as you bring the arms back down. Put the knees soft. And we'll do one more, and I'll do it from the side so you can see what it looks like from the side. So as you're ready, bring your arms up and then come into your cactus arms. So we bend those elbows, feet are solid, bend your knees, hinge your hips as if you're going to sit in that chair. And then when you're ready, press into the floor with the feet to straighten the legs. Keep the heart lifted and the feet solid as you bring those arms back down. And then I'll turn the chair back to the front. You, of course, did not need to turn your chair at all. Let's go ahead and sit in our chair, and this will be our last pose. So take your time sitting back in your chair. Feet are solidly connected to the earth. Your sits bones are solidly connected to your chair, and you're connected to your core strength by drawing the belly in and lifting the heart. But turn down the volume by letting those shoulders relax and soften your face. And we'll do what's called a child's pose. So feet are solid, sits bones are solid, heart still lifted, hands solid on those legs, and hinge forward. Keep pressing into the feet, pressing into the hands on the legs, and pressing into the seat with those sits bones. So you're solid in your connection as you come forward. And even though you're coming forward, you might feel still steady and solid because that connection is so great. And maybe you feel so solid you can drop the head. But if that makes you dizzy, pick the head back up. And we'll stay here for a few more breaths. Unless you want to come back. Make sure the feet are solid and the sits bones are solid and your hands are well connected to your legs as you hinge back up. That's a chair child's pose. So we'll take just a few more breaths. If you need to shift about in your chair, that's fine. And if you'd like to get that pillow or cushion for the back, you're welcome to do that. We'll spend a few breaths connecting our feet to the floor, ensuring that our sits bones are connected to the chair. Belly is drawn and heart is lifted, and that helps us connect with our center of gravity, our spinal column. And take a few nice deep inhales and exhales through the nose. That helps you soften your shoulders, your knees, your face, among other things. Maybe your back feels tense. Maybe that breath can help you release that tension. Continue to feel your connection to the floor, your chair. You close your eyes. You can open your eyes and we'll put our hands in front of our heart center. Right meets left, left meets right, right here in the middle. Just doing this can bring a sense of balance and stability and steadiness to you. Maybe. No guarantees, but certainly worth a try. And as you're ready, feel your feet on the floor as you come forward. And we say namaste, which means I honor you. And we keep the feet solid to bring us back. Heart lifted as you lower your hands. I hope you enjoyed that session. Again, I'm Jennifer Eubank with Rock Steady Boxing with Montgomery County, also known as RSB MoCo. If you want more information, you can check out our website, www.rsbmoco.com. And I hope to see you on Fridays from 11:30 to 12. And that was a great example of what I have to offer for you each Friday. So please join us, and please be safe, and please wear your mask. And thank you so very much for joining me today. Take care.